Welcome to Telling Our Stories. My name is Josh Johnson with Regency on the Lake. I relocated to Davidson, North Carolina, the Lake Norman area, in October of 2024. We started telling our stories so you, our viewers and listeners, can connect with our clients in the communities that we are a part of, from Western North Carolina to the Charlotte area. Welcome to the show, and we hope you enjoy this episode. Welcome to this episode of Telling Our Stories. I am Josh Johnson with Regency on the Lake, and we are located here in Davidson, North Carolina. I have the privilege of being on site today at Davidson College, and I've got Matt McKillop with me, the head coach of the men's basketball team, and I've got Chris Clunie, who's the athletic director. And we're going to talk about Davidson College today, the athletic program, basketball in particular, which is a sport that I love. Grew up playing it. Not the best, probably wouldn't be starting for Davidson College. But anyhow, we're excited to do this shoot and just talk a little bit about the college, talk about the community here in Davidson. For me, it's became home, and home is, I think, I say houses are not a home without the people in them. And I feel that tremendously here in the community. I felt it so far here at the college, that the people are what make this place special. And so whoever wants to kick it off, Chris, Matt, if you want to kind of introduce yourself, and then we'll just kind of go with some talking points and what makes this place so special.
Yeah, I can start us. I just want to say thank you, Josh, for the opportunity for having us. Yeah, you're absolutely right. The people are what make this community so special. I think Davidson is an incredibly special place. The college, so many folks that are invested in what this college does, and in the students and the scholar athletes and the entire institution as a whole. But it really boils down to what makes this place so special. It's the people. The people are just really good, committed, bought into the mission of the institution, the mission of Davidson Athletics. And so that's kind of our secret sauce.
All right.
Yeah. And I have a different but unique background to Davidson. We moved here as a family when I was 7 years old in 1989. My father was named the head coach, coming from being a high school coach in Long Island, New York. And I grew up here. I wasn't born here, but I grew up here, and went to high school in Charlotte, went to Davidson Elementary, came to Davidson College. Now I became a bigger part of the college campus community. Mm-hmm. Graduated, came back 2 years later to join the coaching staff. And you could talk about all the transitions in the college and in athletics, but throughout the town, how this town has grown. And it's just been really, really special that we moved here. It was a small place, and I know my mom, moving from New York, had a tough time. Mm-hmm. Had to go down the highway to get to a grocery store, and we had to go to church 30 minutes away because it was the only place we could go. And now, you have everything here, everything you could want, and it's a really fun place for me to now be able to raise a family.
Oh, yeah. And everybody I've met, Matt, has told me, Davidson would not be what it is without the college. Even people in the greater Lake Norman area outside of just Davidson, they're like, the college is a cornerstone, if you will, and the growth that's came to the area has been in part because of Davidson College. And you guys, both, Chris, you also went to school here too, right? Mm-hmm. Were you all in school together?
Classmates, graduated
together.
That's what I thought.
Teammates, yeah.
So what'd y'all play when you were here?
Just basketball.
Just basketball?
Yeah.
All right. And just for our viewers, this is the first time I've officially met Matt, so we're getting to know each other as well. And Chris, I've met him a couple times. We've had a couple discussions, but this is as raw as it gets.
Yeah,
we're uncut, and we're just talking all things Davidson and Davidson College. But something that I know that is important to you guys, particularly in the athletic program and with the basketball team, is what we call TCC. Y'all want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, it's our credo, it's our mantra, it's trust, commitment, and care. My father, I want to say in 1992, his third or fourth year as head coach, he made that the foundation of the basketball program, and it's carried on. Chris and I lived it as players, but it's not just trusting and committing and caring and as a basketball player. It in so many ways is about being a part of a team, being a part of a family, and what you can achieve when you do those things together at the highest level, trusting, committing, caring. And it's much more than just those three words, but it's not just something on the wall. It's something that you live and breathe. And I want to say, and I feel pretty confident in that, myself, my teammates that I played with, we have carried some version of that on with us in our daily lives, in our family lives, in our professional lives. And now I get to kind of protect that as the head coach. And I know, Chris has done so much for Davidson College, and he doesn't have TCC on his athletics shirt like we do with our basketball program, but I see him lead our athletics department and do so many great things. And maybe he's using some different words when he's speaking to all of his staff, but there's trust, commitment, and care in everything he's doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it kind of, we ask all of our programs to live out a core set of values, to develop a culture. And for us, we try to, in athletics, and do athletics the right way. And as part of that, we charge each team with establishing your core foundation.
Mm-hmm.
So whether it's trust, commitment, care for men's basketball, whether it's unity, integrity, investment for women's basketball, like each program has their core set of values that lead up to doing athletics the right way. But he's right in that a lot of times these values like trust, commitment, care, and others, it's not just on the court or on the field or in the pool. It's what you carry beyond, the athletic performance piece, and that you're being accountable to those things, whether you're competing or not. And that's what's really important, because so much of what we do on the athletic courts and fields, et cetera, can be applied to life. And that's what this is really about, is, we're engaging with young people as mentors and trying to set them up to be successful, not just on the basketball court, but for the rest of their lives.
Oh, yeah. Well, trust, commitment, and care, I think, is, even in my business, and like both of y'all said, it's more than basketball. It's more than your profession. I mean, it's a lifestyle. And then people say, what's the first thing you do in the morning? If you wake up and make your bed, you got a good start. And I mean, that's commitment, right? It's just that first step, waking straight up, making a bed. You're committing to being, what's the correct word I'm looking for here? Not only motivated, but responsible and setting the tone for the day, kind of.
Sure.
And, trust is in relationships as well. And, like I told you guys before we jumped on this morning, transparency, I hope, is one of my strong points. And what I found about trust is it's the easiest thing to lose and the hardest thing to get back.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always very careful in all my life, from professional to family. I'd rather under promise and over deliver than over promise and under deliver.
Yeah.
But and that, for me personally in my life, and this goes to all levels, I always say in my life the three priorities are God first, family second, work third. And when I keep my priorities like that, everything seems to just fall in place.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and moving to Davidson has been an absolute testament to that, because, I'm a country boy from the mountains of North Carolina, traveled the world, been in 30 plus countries, but grew up in a little town called Jefferson, next to West Jefferson, which is 20, 30 minutes from Boone, Bowen Rock, Banner Elk, all those areas. Grew up right down the road from Oak Hill Academy. Coach Smith, you mentioned your dad coaching high school ball. I think they coached against each other a few times, and they know each other. But I've been fortunate enough in my travels and just in relationships that I've made to meet some really cool people. You two are a testament to that as of now. It's like I was telling Peyton before we jumped on too. When you meet folks and you're cut out of the same cloth, it's evident right from the get-go. And it's not just you guys in Davidson, it's this whole community as a whole. I mean, everybody I've talked to, it's been one thing after another. And the trust is kind of there immediately with everybody I've met.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's kind of okay, proof's in the pudding, right? Yeah. And then that's where the commitment comes in. And then the care is, I think care is just natural if you're in that, cut out of that cloth. I mean, because, and I have never coached, but the great coaches that I've been around, they're more than coaches. Mm-hmm. I mean, I've even seen them as father figures, if it's a woman or mother figures. But I mean, it's just if you take them in and it becomes family, which family is what makes a house a home in my business. I mean, family is without it, I don't think you have anything. But that's my take on it. But
But that's great, because we need that as a team. We need to have a family.
Yeah.
And for there to be accountability, for there to be challenges that you can get through together, and whether it's me leading or players leading in themselves or leading each other, there's got to be a level of trust. Mm-hmm. But you don't just we don't just walk in the door and trust each other. We've
Yeah.
got to build it, and we work on that. We work on, like we do our work on our 3-point shooting. We work on trust, and we spend a lot of the offseason doing it. And care is the attitude that you have every single day, and it's your willingness to sacrifice for the best for the team. And I'm talking basketball, but like I end up speaking these messages to my children.
Mm-hmm.
You see it around the campus community with Davidson College and the honor code and the support that the students get from the faculty, and hopefully they're reciprocating that with their attitude when they show up in the classroom. But we can sell out our arena, which has just under 5,000 seats. We have about 2,000 students, and not all of them are on campus. Some of them are abroad.
Mm-hmm.
So there has to be a level of trust and a commitment and care from the community
Oh yeah.
to fill our seats, to support our programs.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's so unique and special about Davidson and Davidson College is you said the college is what Davidson's all about. I can't remember the phrase you used,
Yeah.
but it is a perfect marriage of this town, the college, and then we get to see it with the athletics.
Oh yeah.
And I think another part of it is people are drawn to like our scholar athletes because they're such incredible people,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like Davidson is a unique place because it is a top liberal arts institution in the country. It's one of the best schools in the country, and it's very rigorous academically. And the fact that we do have Division I athletics makes us super unique from that perspective. And folks in the town see that, and they get to know our scholar athletes and players from different teams and realize how hard they're working. The fact that athletics has over a 3.5 GPA, right?
Mhm.
All of our scholar athletes, and they still compete at the highest level, and they go to class and they represent us so well. And so I feel like the community, the townspeople love that, and they
Oh,
want to
yeah.
come and cheer for that. And
Oh,
then they
yeah.
get to know them, and they become host parents. And next thing you know, they're inviting them over for holidays and Thanksgiving, and they're building relationships. And when their parents come into town, now they've become a part of a community. And so that's the really special piece is again, going back to the people. We have great, incredible scholar athletes here. We have coaches, and we always talk about we don't just want great coaches, we want great people, even better people,
Mm-hmm.
and a staff that's committed to a mission of doing things the right way and achieving at a high level. You put all that together, and who doesn't want to come be a part of this
Yeah.
college and this community and
Oh,
this
yeah.
special place? Yeah.
I mean, that's when I met you from the get-go at the Rotary meeting, and I'll have to give a shout out to Stedman. I know you guys know Stedman,
Mhm.
but he's the one that actually took me to the Rotary meeting that day. Met you is the same as when I met your dad, Matt. I mean, I met Bob over here at one of the events for the season, that's coming up, and I knew immediately. I was like, these guys are for real. And thank God you put me in touch with Peyton, and we have this relationship kicked off now. But
You would have heard from our players speaking at the event. And
yeah, I
and-
did.
and
I
hopefully
didn't go
you
to
got-
all the three.
Okay.
I went to the first one, and I
Mhm.
think the first session I went to was kind of the schedule and some of the changes that went on there.
Mhm.
But I had to jet out because I had another commitment. But I didn't meet any players that night.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, if you did, you would have, what Chris has mentioned, the type of people we have.
Yeah.
And I think that our players, student athletes, I think we are the best commercial for Davidson College
Oh yeah.
because, like Chris said, we're doing it different than everybody else, and we could. I don't know how many programs. Maybe there's more than I want to give credit to, but like you can have a fan event, and our whole fan event is just to put a spotlight on them and let our players speak and answer questions.
Oh yeah.
And it's obviously because we believe they're high quality character individuals, but they're going to make this place look even more special.
So, Chris, one thing I know that is important here in Davidson is getting the scholar athletes involved and plugged in with the community. And the name of that program, is it Cats Care?
Yeah, Cats Care.
All right. Can you tell us a little bit about that and how it works and, how it works, I guess?
Yeah, no, it came about. I actually was fortunate enough to work for the NBA for 10 years before coming back here to Davidson. And the NBA had an incredible social responsibility platform called NBA Cares. And all of their social outreach, community outreach ran through that, and players and coaches giving back to their communities, et cetera. And so coming back to Davidson, wanted to sort of replicate that and created our Cats Care program. And effectively what we've said is every team, we want our players and coaches to figure out, what is important to them and how do they want to give back. And so our teams go out into the community and do some incredible things, right? So, I mean, our baseball team was with Miracle League of Charlotte this past Tuesday.
Mhm.
Our swim team this past spring gave free swim lessons to local youth here in our pool. Our teams partner with Ada Jenkins. They partner with uplifting athletes and raise money for rare diseases. They do a bunch of different initiatives to bring and shine a spotlight on different causes. And it's really powerful that again, our scholar athletes are here to get an incredible education, compete at the highest level, but the institution is really around leadership and service. And so Cats Care is about the opportunity to give back. And so many of them are thankful for that opportunity and want to give back. And that's why the community is so engaged in Davidson as a whole. Because again, it's doing athletes and playing sports. Being an athlete and playing sports, it's something that we do, but it's not everything that we are, right? And to be able to connect back to the community in that way and give back is something powerful. And it's a hallmark of what we try to do in Davidson athletics.
And it kind of gives you a pedestal, being an athlete, to set you up as a role model for the community, whatnot as well. And I actually just saw some social media clips, and I actually saw the cheerleaders down at Ben and Jerry's. I don't know what they were doing. And then I saw, was it the swim team that was doing the trick or treat thing?
Yeah, they did. Yeah, we had a bunch of our athletes at the football game. Yeah.
I mean, I was a kid once. Y'all were too. I mean, how cool was it? You know, I went to Appalachian State for that type of stuff. I mean, but you get to walk up to a football player, cheerleader. I went to anything the cheerleaders were at, let's be honest. But, I mean, that's cool, and it makes memories, and it builds community.
Yeah.
And, I mean, that's what it's all about, and just tying in. So that's cool to hear about.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Stedman, Kim Fleming, Jamie Justice, everybody I've talked to, several of the Knoxes, I mean, there's 80 of them.
Yeah, there's a lot of them.
Times 100.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they all said, you know, you got to get plugged in with the college.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that we've done that. But the season is about to kick off.
Yes, it is.
All right, so let's talk some ball and what's going to happen and how many games we're going to win and what we need to watch and all that good stuff.
Yeah. Well, we just got to win one. That's our next one.
Yeah.
We're undefeated right now. We're really excited. We've got a lot of new players. We got a lot of talent, and we have depth. And that's different than some of the teams we've had in recent years in terms of just the top end of our roster and the depth that we have. And it's going to be, with so many new players, I know we're going to be really good. I hope it's Monday, but we're not going to be the Atlantic 10 champions on Monday. We're not going to be the Atlantic 10 champions next Friday. We're going to have to get better every single day with many of these guys playing together for the first time. Now, I know we're going to get better, and I know we're going to prove that we can be a championship caliber team. We have all the right pieces in place, from positional talent, skill set, athleticism. Like we're really, really excited. We just have to keep working and getting better. And it's crazy. Like when Chris and I were here, we were in the Southern Conference at the time, but we were like the co-champion, regular season co-champions as our freshman year. I think we won our division, but we weren't the league champions our sophomore year. But we didn't win our conference tournament. And then our junior year, we went undefeated. Got beat in the conference semifinals, so we got knocked out of any potential NCAA tournament bid. It wasn't until our senior year we made it to the NCAA tournament. But there were 7 seniors, and we had talent, but we weren't as athletic as the teams we went up against. We weren't maybe as talented as some of the teams we went up against, but we beat those teams because we'd been playing together forever, and we knew how to play together. But we'd been through these struggles together, and we had this ability to win for each other, trust, commitment, care, because of everything we've gone through. That doesn't exist very many places right now in college basketball. Like I mentioned, we have to create trust, commitment, and care, and create the trust for our teammates. We're trying to create that every single day in our gym to help fast forward it to guys fighting for each other. Like Chris and I fought for each other after playing together for 4 years with a team of newcomers. So it's a great challenge to have because we've got a lot of talent. But we've got to keep working.
Has changed dramatically.
Yeah, it's very, very different. And everybody's dealing with it, and everybody's embracing it. And I think we are. And I think Chris has allowed us to fight every battle necessary to put ourselves in position to win. And hopefully we can show that this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, the landscape has shifted dramatically, and the way that Davidson operated and was successful, again, as he referenced, having juniors and seniors and having continuity. It doesn't exist as much, nowadays. And so the trick is, how do you build that chemistry, that culture quickly, right? And also, how do you keep people bought in and continue to do things the right way, right? That's what for us is really important. Is we're stepping into this new space and embracing the craziness and chaotic nature of the transfer portal and the NIL revenue share world, but CCC hasn't gone anywhere. Our focus on academics hasn't gone anywhere. Integrity, accountability. focusing on leadership and service as an institution, what we ask of our team, right? We tell them it's not a right, it's a privilege to do what we do. It truly is,
Correct. Yeah.
right? And to take that responsibility, incredibly important. So yeah, we're really excited for this team and excited for the season. The men's team, our women's basketball team kicks off on Monday night too, right? Like we're from a basketball perspective, we're really excited to do well and challenge the top of the Atlantic 10.
Yeah. And this is from the outside looking in, a guy that doesn't understand NIL and this landscape nearly to the level that you guys do. But my perspective on that is it makes that commitment tough for our kids that are playing ball because it's so easy. And I'm going to use the word distracted. I feel like they can get distracted by an offer somewhere else way too easy. Like when I grew up, I'm a 45-year-old guy. I mean, I came from that generation where his work, that was your commitment. Who's in the gym first at like 5:30 in the morning? Who's going to the weight room to lift out? And you were committed to the team, And now it's kind of, I think it's kind of a little bit of a distraction for players sometimes now because it's like, well, what exposure am I going to get here? What money am I going to get here? And I hope, and I guess when this all kind of levels out, I know we're in the early stages of all that transition, but when it levels out, I hope that returns because I think that's such, being a part of a team is more than what you're making or getting paid or, where you're playing or what they promise you. And from an outside perspective, that's my take on it. And I hope that, and I feel like, and this is without, I was here last season and came to 2 or 3 games, but I feel like Davidson College has a great grip on that more so than other places. That's my perspective, and that may be totally like not correct, but what's your all's thoughts on that?
Well, I think we do everything we can from a recruiting standpoint to recruit, attract, and then hopefully enroll, sign, whatever that may be, people that will thrive at Davidson College. And they're not coming here just for an NIL check. They're not coming here just for, I can play more minutes in that team as opposed to this other team, or I can get more shots. We want to bring players in, and we do our very best, and hopefully we're getting it right all the time, but I know it's not easy to do that. People that here are here because of the academics, and getting a degree from Davidson is special. Here because they love the small campus community, and they love that they can text their professor for extra help or an extension on an assignment, and walk over to their house if they need some help. That's what makes this place special. We want people coming to our basketball program because they love the way we do things. They love being a part of the culture that has been created and we're trying to sustain and protect. But they also want to take advantage of everything that Davidson College has to offer. The challenge that everybody faces is there's no longer this like college process.
Correct.
Chris and I, as freshmen, we were doing everything we could just to survive, knowing it was going to be easier that next year, and knowing, okay, this is what it's like for a freshman, but we'll be better as sophomores and better as juniors and better as seniors. And now you're evaluating almost every day, every practice, every scrimmage, every game for like, is this the right place? Am I putting myself in position for what's next? And used to be what's next is getting better, is going to college, becoming sophomores. Now what's next, there's so many different opportunities out there. And it's understandable that kids, parents, their coaches want to make sure that they're finding that best next step. We want kids that they come here knowing that the next best step is Davidson every step of the way.
Yeah, and he referenced it. We don't want kids to come here solely because of NIL, but we don't want them to not come here because of NIL. So we have it, we embrace it, we opted into the settlement, we're sharing revenue, we're compensating our men's and women's basketball players. But to that point, we want them to come here for the community. And I think you also double down on the things that make this place special, specifically around men's basketball. Almost the entire staff are Davidson alums. They played basketball here, went to school here, and came back, right? And that speaks volumes about their experience. This place had such an impact on them that they decided to come back, right, and pay it forward, right, for those that next generation of players. And so that piece of it is really important as you're recruiting. Like, look how valuable and incredible that experience was, right? Stephen left early because he should have, right, and got drafted and into the NBA, but he wanted to make sure he came back and got his degree.
Correct.
because it meant something important to him.
And he's still involved today.
Yeah, and
I mean,
he became involved, and
Yeah.
he's our assistant GM, and is supporting us financially in so many different ways because he wants players to have the same experience that he had,
correct.
and to stay, and stay at
I
Davidson.
watched that interview he did on the Today Show, and I mean, it's just you can feel everything that we've all kind of talked about. That he lives by it. The TCC, and you guys said he even had the tattoo on his.
Got it on his wrist.
Yeah, on his wrist.
Then all of a sudden, a lot of other players started. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll get a tattoo also.
Yeah,
Steph
but I
Steph
mean-
has that ability to
And I
make something
think
popular.
Your dad was in that interview as well.
Yeah.
And they talked about the exit 30 being the Steph Curry interchange. And I mean, you could even see it in Steph's face, not only, your dad being there was super special to him. The interchange was huge to him. I mean, because he's like, grew up here in Charlotte. He's like, I drove up 77 every day, multiple times. And that's just huge. But, and I think that is what this college has versus other colleges, like I was referencing. And I mentioned Oak Hill Academy. And, they're even at the high school level, they're in a similar situation now. And I mean, Coach Smith, who's one of my buddies, he had that culture. And it was like the culture, and it wasn't TCC, but, similar things, just different verbiage, et cetera. And he just took those kids in like they were his own and basically raised them. Not only coached them, but raised a lot of them. But it has shifted, and I'm hoping that levels out more though, and that kids hang around and buy into it, because I think one thing I've learned in my lifetime takes time, and nothing happens quickly. And if it does, sometimes it disappears as quickly as it showed up initially. So I'm hoping that a lot of these younger players and kids kind of embrace the old school way of things, even though with this new school stuff coming out, and I think Davidson College is one of the unique situations where that's going to happen, personally.
Yeah, and things balancing out, returning to normal, whatever that could end up being or looking like. I think there is going to be enough. You can't fault somebody for having this opportunity to make money that just would never have existed for them at age 21, 22 if it weren't for the sport they're playing. So you could take it personally or not. You can be frustrated or not, but you can't fault them for thinking that. But what I think will end up happening is there are going to be so many cases now, because there's so many transfers. There's so many more opportunities kids are leaving for the money, where it's not going to work out. Maybe there's more money in their pocket, but that dream they had of having this amazing college experience, playing the way they wanted to play, walking away from college with teammates that are friends for life, there's going to be enough case-by-case scenarios where it didn't work out, where guys are going to say, you know what, I can make a couple more bucks there, but this is exactly where I need to be. And like Chris said, we've attacked this thing head on. Steph Curry is an assistant GM, Matt Berman and the Berman family. Matt Berman's an assistant GM. The Currys and the Bermans have created this endowment that has allowed us to be competitive in that space. But it is different. But I think we are in a place now at Davidson and with our program to be able to handle it in the way that's going to allow us to be really successful.
Yeah. And the biggest thing, it boils down to, we started talking about TCC and values, and how do you embrace the chaotic future, but not sacrifice who you are?
Correct.
And that's what we're doing.
Yep.
Right. Like, we are fully embracing the challenges of what's coming, and what we don't even know what's coming yet. But we're not sacrificing who we are and our core values.
We could talk about that when it comes to AI all day long.
Absolutely.
Don't sacrifice yourself, but or think the robots are going to take us over. But anyhow, that's a rabbit hole. But anyhow, I appreciate you guys being on here today. And if you had words of wisdom or one snippet that you wanted to share, I'm going to put you on the spot and say, what's the one thing you live by daily that's been like a foundation for you individually?
I'll let Chris go.
I'm live
short
by
on
daily.
wisdom.
Sheesh. I always tell folks, and I was talking with somebody about it yesterday, I try to live with a measure of confidence and humility, right? And so for me, it's important to never forget where you came from, understand your core values, understand who you are, And that's my family and all the impact that they had on me growing up and helped molding me into the person I am today, and blending that humility with a measure of confidence, right? So to be able to project, hey, this is what we want to do. This is how we see ourselves. And this is where Davidson Athletics is, Davidson College, right? And even on an individual level. So for me, it's always that blend of confidence and humility that I'm trying to find.
Matt, you're on the spot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know that I've got a thought quite like that, but I mean, I'm pretty lucky. I get to wake up every morning and just think, what can I do to make our basketball program better? I grew up cheering for it. I played for it. I've been an assistant coach. I was here when we went from the Southern Conference to the Atlantic 10. So all these transitions, now the NIL transfer portal landscape. But I get to think about that every single day. And that's why I'm passionate about what I do. And that's why I invest what I invest. And I hope our team will become better because of it. And I hope those results will show on the court. But why can't I think about that with my kids, with my friendships, with my relationships, all these other things? So I don't know if that's the attitude that maybe I could be doing in other parts of my life, but I think it makes me love what I do, and it makes me want to continue to work even harder, find different things, be creative, grow, learn. So I don't know if that's any wisdom or anything.
It is.
But
I
hey,
mean, kind of what you described.
Tomorrow, wake up. What are you going to do to be as great as you possibly could be at your job?
And
now there's a scoreboard that I actually see to tell me if what I'm doing is right. So it's measured a little bit differently, but it all comes down to I'm very, very blessed to have the opportunity to be the head coach of Davidson.
It's attitude of gratitude. I mean, basically, you're grateful to be where you're at and accept not only the responsibility but the privilege as well. And I mean, gratitude is what I was going to say is one of my key principles. I mean, I'm blessed beyond measure in numerous ways, from family to work to relationships, friends. I haven't got to win any national championships or coaching great players. I'd love to. But, you know, I've got to know a lot of those guys, which is amazing. And in my book, it's, you know, that I'm grateful for that. But I'm grateful for getting to meet you guys, also becoming a part of Davidson, the community of Davidson, partnering with the college, you know, looking forward to what the future holds. And what I have to say is, let's go Wildcats.
Yeah, I was going to say, you know, thank you for having us. Really enjoyed, you know, spending the time to chat. But also, you said I could look right in the camera and tell folks, come to Belk Arena. Men's and women's basketball kicking off next Monday. Incredible seasons on the books. We need people in the stands. We need your support. We need this community behind us more than ever. It's an incredible space, environment, place to bring your family, kids, and cheer on some incredible Wildcat basketball.
I agree with that 110%. I hit 2 games last season, and it made me want to come back. So I've got season tickets this year. So
there you go. Step it up, Josh. Let's go.
I'll be at all of them.
Bring your friends. Bring more and more friends. Bring everybody you can to make this place a special environment.
Yeah. Well, again, this is Josh Johnson with Telling Our Stories. Had the privilege today being here at Davidson College with Matt McKillop and Chris Clunie, 2 great guys. Looking forward to the season here at Davidson College, not only men's basketball, but women's basketball and all the other sports that go on here, which will be coming on down the road and into the spring and summer, hopefully. But if you liked what you heard today, like, share, subscribe, do whatever. Y'all know what to do with that more than I do. If I like something, I share it with my friends. I hope you guys do the same. Thank you again. Josh Johnson with Telling Our Stories in Regency on the Lake. Thanks for joining this episode of Telling Our Stories. We hope you enjoyed today's show and episode. Please feel free to share with somebody that you think may enjoy it. Also, like, subscribe, and share away. We've got more episodes coming in the future. Thanks again for joining us today.